The session is now being recorded and it will be made available on our conference website once it's done being captioned. The speaker slides will also be available from our conference website. We'll also post them in the chat. And finally, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, HonorLock, for helping us make this conference possible. HonorLock is all about humanizing online proctoring. If you want to chat with them, head over to their channel in our conference Slack, and we'll put that link in the chat as well. And now I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Anna.
Great, excellent. Thank you so much. As Cass mentioned, I'm Anna Thompson at University of Washington Bothell. I'm part of a team who supports faculty, and we do faculty development and support on many tools, as well as pedagogy, instructional design, etc. And today I'm going to talk about one of our projects, Accessibility Basics Workout in 20 minutes a day times 5 days. The Bothell campus is part of the 3 campuses for University of Washington. And at the Bothell campus, I am the accessibility lead and trainer. And I represent the campus in all of our accessibility efforts at tri-campus level. So I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction about this project, talk about the timeline, our progress evolution, and share a little bit of feedback that we had from our faculty about this. And please, at any time, feel free to post questions in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand or interrupt me about something I'm saying, feel free to do that. I believe we should have also some time at the end for questions. So let me give you a little introduction to this. Our team, as I mentioned, we support faculty at the Bothell campus. There are 4 of us right now. We're in the middle of hiring a new director. So we have different specialties in our team, but we're all aim to support our faculty in one way or another. So specifically to this project, we, in about 2017, as all teams like ours does, we were thinking about better professional development. How can we provide faculty with what they need? Because we've all gone through offer workshops, nobody comes because people don't have time, it's the wrong time, all kinds of reasons. So we wanted to find a way to make professional development a little bit more available to our faculty and even staff. So we wanted to, some of the things we wanted to be low stakes, have easy to access content, excuse me. Make sure that it included important topics that were just in time for to get things that our faculty needed. And in respect of their time or because of their lack of time, make it so there's only a short time commitment needed to participate in this training. So in our conversations, at one point, Todd, one of our team members, our instructional designer, he had an idea. He says, how about if we create online training that only takes 20 minutes a day for 5 days, and that's it. And we can do these mini courses and mini trainings with our faculty. It's like, yay, let's do that. Sounded really good. So here's a little bit of our timeline. So I'm going to go back before 2017 on this. So University of Washington has been working on accessibility for a long time, like over 30 years. In 1992, the Do It Center that you may be familiar with was formed. And then along with that, or sometime after that, the Access Technology Center, initially from funding from grants. And they produce, make available capacity building institutes to help raise capacity in organizations, in schools, in individuals in regards to accessibility. They also have a program called IT Accessibility Liaisons that is a grassroots program where anyone can join, learn about accessibility, and help support their units. So then in 2016, the state of Washington came up with Policy 188. It's an accessibility policy from our CIO office that require all public entities to provide accessible content, any sort of IT. And then in our campus, around that time, we also were working on Universal Design for Learning. And so we created our own UDL initiative in there. And it was centered on not only Universal Design for Learning principles itself, but also used some Universal Design for Instruction principles and had some emphasis in classroom spaces and active learning. And so with all this little bit of history, 2017 again, we're back to 2017, we launched our first 5-day, 20-minute course. And then in 2019, in 2017 was the first accessibility course that we had, that little short one. And then in 2019, we had a fuller 4-week Accessibility 101 online training course. So that's a little background in terms of accessibility training. So as I mentioned, Accessibility 101 is a 4-week course. We offer many of those sections as instructor-led, and we have had over 900 faculty and staff from all 3 campuses take it and make it through the instructor-led. Right now it's offered as a self-paced course, so we have many more people taking it right now, and they just sign and leave as well. Then we have the Accessibility 5-day course that we still offer every year, at least once a year, sometimes twice or 3 times a year. We also offer certain workshops for accessibility, such as creating accessible documents, accessible slide presentations. I train on PDF remediation training. I'm a certified trainer from Adobe. Also on creating accessible content as a general thing, also for Canvas or for the web. How to use Ally, the Blackboard tool that we have added to our Canvas instance, as well as some courses, some training on applications of Universal Design for Learning in teaching. So in addition to that, we've also integrated a lot of best practices that have to do with accessibility in our day-to-day support and training of faculty. It doesn't matter what tool it is. Could be, is it Panopto? Then we talk about, hey, Panopto, this is how you add captioning, this is how you fix captioning for Panopto, which is our lecture capture tool. Or if we talk about Poll Everywhere, for example, then we give them tips how to create accessible polling. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about evolution, but before I move on, are there any questions or comments from anyone? Okay, don't see anything. Okay, I'll continue. Okay, so the very first course that we had was not the accessibility one, for 20 minutes a day for 5 days. It was actually what we called a Canvas workout. And it had different topics each day, communication, using images, the calendar, using the Canvas app, and quizzes. And it was quite a success. We had over 60 faculty members register for this course, which for our campus is quite a bit. So it was quite successful. So because of that, we started talking about it. And also when we met with colleagues from other schools, we talked about it and offered, if they wanted to see it or wanted to, we wanted the content that we had, we would gladly share it with them. So this is where our collaboration at work came about. So one of the people we shared it with was the team from Teaching and Learning Innovations at California State University Channel Islands. And they, after they received this, they developed a version of this course with accessibility topics and then share it back to us under Creative Commons, which is super cool. Our instructional designer, Todd, he designed the front page, and then I aligned the content to fit our campus. So our accessibility course, we called an accessibility workout, continuing from the previous course with a workout theme. We selected to talk on each day about text formatting, videos, color contrast, images, and quizzes. Ooh, so there's a question in the chat. Were there any incentives for faculty to participate? No, we did not have any money. So no incentives. We incentivize the faculty with cookies and coffee and tea at the beginning of each quarter. And for these courses, we shared it out. We lit some little invitations and things like that. But yeah, but no money was paid. So we were grateful for them to have being willing to participate. The course we had a very simple course menu. Basically, we made available the announcements link and water cooler link, which is basically a community forum. And we also had an end of course survey aside from each day module. So the modules had three parts. Had the first a page with content to read, which included links that they could explore and find more information about the topic. We had a discussion or quiz activity after that content, and then a little message at the end of each module to say, hey, you made it, trying to keep it fun. So here's the course outline that we had. So text formatting included talking about headings and lists, how to make those available in Canvas, how to create descriptive hyperlinks, how to copy and paste correctly. And we even went into a little bit how to fix that pesky formatting that sometimes get copied from other places. So we showed them where the little clear formatting button was. In the day 2 during videos, we addressed video captioning options in Canvas. So, I mean, our topics were narrow because we wanted to limit them. So it wouldn't take too long for faculty to go through them. And therefore they wouldn't get too tired of the course too quickly. So we talked about that, and we included library databases as a great option to get media into courses versus just going to YouTube. And also, we mentioned that we have a program at the University of Washington that's grant-based, where any high-impact, high-quality videos that are reusable can get captioned for free. So we went into a few of the details and gave them links. Day 3, we talked about color contrast, which included talking about color blindness and how often it happened in our population, how to use color correctly, such as not using color alone to convey information. And then we introduced them to a couple of contrast checker tools that are free. One from WebAIM and the other one that it used to be, I can't remember, I think it's TGPI, but it used to be the Pachillo group that originated the other contrast checker tool that's free. So day 4, we talked about images, which of course includes alt text. And we also talked about how using images is a great thing. To make something accessible, it doesn't have to be ugly. It can be beautiful. It can be colorful, right? And if we're using images, we need to identify them. If they're decorative, they should be decorative. If they're not, they should have the description of what it means in the context it's being used. And day 5, we talked about quizzes, the different types of quizzes. So we reviewed from the prior course on that respect. And then we walked them through setting up accommodations, which meant on the last day, we switched their role in the course from student to teacher. So they could do the activity and create a quiz and provide accommodations on that quiz. So another thing that we did with all of our courses, can you still hear me? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I had a little thing that says trying to reconnect. So well, another thing that we did is that in all of our 20 minutes a day, 5-day courses, we have practiced and we have tried to exemplify how to meet quality matter standards. So this is a statement that's at the bottom of the homepage in the accessibility 5-day course, and explaining a little bit about accessibility. And also at the bottom of each content page in each module of this course, we put at the bottom how and which standards were met with that content. So let me talk a little bit about the water cooler. So we tried to keep it fun, and we had a little GIF image with it, two of the little minions from Despicable Me. And when it plays, it makes this little water bubbling noise. I had a faculty member said that they thought when they heard that they were partying, but I had to say no, it wasn't meant to be that, but I guess that'd be funny too. So anyway, so we asked them to try to participate 3 times during the week. Most of the time, our faculty participated once or twice in a water cooler, and then we wanted to, have them share whatever they wanted, successes, struggles, feedback. For the most part, it was questions, but some of them did share some insights. We gave them instructions as well as a link to the instructions from Instructure, because one thing about being faculty, many of them have not used Canvas as a student. And so we always try to provide enough tutorials and information on how they can participate as a student. So as a sample module, I selected day 2 to show you. So I'll show you so the content, which is the videos content, the discussion activity, and then the little message. And I will show you that. Here, okay. This is what the course looked like. Let me go to student view. Last time we offered was this past week. And of course, it's not going to show. It's okay. I'm going to go to day 2, where it's going to show you the content. I copied onto Google Docs. So the link that's being shared for you in the chat contains not only the slides, but also these pages that I'm going to show you. So this is the content for day 2 to simplify the kind of stuff that we put in. We talked about the study about captioning that was done by Oregon State University on 3-Play Media in 2016. Here's the video captioning options that I mentioned before, and directed them to the library, gave them some links for them to explore, talked about accommodations. So it also linked some instructions to caption on Panopto and YouTube. And by the way, Panopto right now, we have turned on the automatic captions to be included automatically. So instructors don't need to import them anymore. All they need to do is just take a look and make sure they're accurate. The free captioning project, that's the free caption that we do at the Seattle campus, as well as if they want to, get an account with 3-Play Media and do it themselves, they can get the reduced price under the contract for Washington. Okay, so that was the content. And so here's what I was telling you about. This is the quality matter statement that we did. So we said this workout helps meet these standards. In this case, 4.4, 4.5, and 8.1. And actually, there are more that are being met, but we wanted to limit and just put some of the easier ones to grasp for faculty so they could see it in action. So here is the content of the discussion for their activity that week. So what we ask them to do is to log into the library, go into the e-video library database resource and locate a film, and then check and see if it was captioned. We had mentioned in the prior content that Canopy, one of the databases to which our library subscribed, if they have a film that is not captioned, and the librarians can make a request, and within a week or so, the film is captioned. Also use this opportunity to demonstrate the use of the embedded media in Canvas, and also instructions on how to add captions to the embedded media. So here's a link to the video if you want to watch it. Then here is the message at the end of day 2. So we use the same little image as the water cooler, trying to motivate them to go and visit the water cooler. And then just trying to keep them excited and tell them, hey, that's great. Soon we'll be done, and so forth. Any questions so far or any comments?
I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so here's some sample faculty feedback that we got. So some of them say, hey, these courses, because this person had taken more than one of our little courses, are great. They were appreciative that didn't take that much time, and they found the information valuable. So that's good. It's, you know, it's a trick sometimes trying to see the value in taking time for these things. So we were very grateful. This other person said that they found day 2 and 4, so the video, one of them, were helpful, and the other ones were more of a refresher because they were familiar with the other topics. Somebody else found it a bit hard, but they felt that they learned a lot. And then the fourth quote here is one that we get quite often when we offer little courses like this, or even other courses, other training. Hey, can I take this again? I was so busy, I didn't have time. This stuff was really good. I really want to spend time, and I really want to learn and do this stuff. And so it just happens quite often that we get this type of request. Okay, and we have had other 20-minute a day, 5-day courses. And we had one that was called Canvas Carnival Group Ride that went over announcements, creating a good Canvas profile, using chat, using groups, using video and reflections. They walk in the open and talk about strategies for open resources and how to implement it in their courses. And the last one, the most recent one, is all the places we will go. Explore some interactive tools such as Padlet, Flipgrid, Vialogs, Google Docs, and VoiceThread. So I'm going to show you what those look like. Unfortunately, those are closed access, but at least I get to show you what they look like. Oh, that's the last one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the Carnival, the Carnival group, right? So here the little topics. We tried the whole theme throughout the course is about Carnival and making it fun. Carnival barkers. So that is announcements. Wearing masks is the one that talked about the Canvas profile. Waiting in line is the one about chat. With friends is the groups, and telling stories the reflection with using video. A walk in the open. So we try to keep the theme, you know, like the outdoors, and so helping them find their way to get to or to find open resources and guidance, and where to find the content and how to implement it and how to use it and as they put it in their courses. And then go back to the other places we'll go. We had a little bit of an adventure and a lot of fun, just having people play and test out these tools. And currently, Google Docs, because it's a Google tool, it's the only one that's officially supported at university, but we've had faculty members use the other 4 on their own before with great success. So okay. So this is what I had for you guys today. This is my email, and I, for some reason, forgot to put my name, but that's my email, the last page, the last slide. I also don't know if you have any comments or questions. I'll stop sharing so I can see you. Yeah, go ahead, Meredith.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for your presentation. I'm already excited about trying to come up with something similar now. I do have a question for you, and that is about faculty. You know, it's such a very short time to go over some topics that can get kind of intense pretty quick. Do you have, I mean, I see that there are a lot of links on the information page. I think it was I don't know if it was the day 2. I think it was one of the day 2 that you showed. And there's a lot of different links for them to follow. And do you find that they go down the rabbit hole and come back with a lot of questions, or are they keeping it on a kind of a simplistic level and just kind of trying things out?
We've had a mix. Some of them go down the rabbit hole, right? Because they get excited and they happen to have the time to do so. And then we have the ones that kind of look over and may or may not do the activities. But just having them there, I think, is valuable for them to have that exposure. And we leave them in the course for, you know, at least 6 months so they can go back and review the content.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, great. Well, thank you. This is great.
Oh, thank you. And if you contact me, send me an email to the email on the slides, and I'll put it on the chat as well. I do have I have shared the accessibility course before. It was shared with me, and I'm always sharing content as well, but just to continue paying forward, I will share the latest version that I have. So just let me know.
Oh, wonderful. I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that's my email. Oh, wait a minute. I only send it to one person. Just a sec.
And
Yeah,
you also
fast,
have
just-
a question in the chat.
Okay, there you go.
Read it.
So the question is, what was the motivation for having it all within a week rather spreading it out so there's time to implement changes to courses with each new topic? Oh, okay. The motivation for this was mostly allow, hopefully have enough faculty take a little bit of time, only need to take a little bit of time to take it, because our regular workshops seem to not be attended very well. And what we found with these little courses, we ended up getting a lot of follow-up questions and support sessions. So we're able to follow up with many of them as they have questions and things like that, to make changes in their courses from the things that they learned. And as I said before, since they still had access to the course, they could go back and look at the materials that they had. So that was basically it. It's just trying to find a way to make it fun and hopefully valuable for our faculty, and especially since there was no money involved. Thank you, man. That's a good question.
I added the session evaluation to the chat. So please remember to evaluate, and any other questions out there?
I wrote down in case anybody asked, but we have had 72 faculty take this course so far since we implemented it. So it's not a super high amount, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm always happy when you get 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's a
mean,
lot out there. Yeah, I
yeah, that's
totally
a lot.
noticed it a lot.
Yeah, and this is from 2017, so yeah. Yeah, I've seen some familiar faces from other sessions. Cool.
Oh, what is the
Okay.
completion rate among the 70 plus faculty, or do you have a way to define completion?
Oh, that's a very good question. Okay, thank you, Wei, for asking that. So, with many courses, and we have experienced this with Accessibility 101, and as many other universities and colleges had during the pandemic, we had a lot of teaching online training courses for faculty, right? That participation starts ebbing halfway through, and we have low completion rates, right? And this has not been an exception. I would say probably 25% of those 72 faculty members completed it, but they were there, and they did at least day 1 and day 2. Some of them did day 3. So, so I still think that that's always a plus. I try to look at the positive, right? They were there, they had access, they participated, they're exposed to the content. So that's always a win for me. Yeah, thank you, Wei. Great question.
Okay. Well, not seeing any more questions, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And if you wanted to reach out to Anna with any more, she did leave her email in the chat. And again, I have the session evaluation link in there. And I thank everyone for attending. And I thank Anna for presenting.
Oh, thank you so much. Glad to share. Appreciate it.